Welcome back to NorwegianBushcraft. My name is Odd Gjelland, and I brought you back out here today to tell you something important. It might be a little long video, but it's very important for the survival aspect and bug outs and stuff like that, so pay attention. The popularity of survival the last years have made a lot of materials available out there. And you have to read that or watch it with a critical eye. Not everything is correct, not everything is right or practical, and some of it is sheer bullshit, to be honest. And a lot of this, and it's reproduction of stuff that other people have put out before. So it's a reproduction with their own twist, and it might be a twist that kills. So that's why I'm doing this. Well, there is a misconception out there. Well, even one more. It's about improvised water filters you make from a bottle you find and put some charcoal and sand and stuff inside. Even some survival books and survival experts, they teach this and say that if you filter your water through this, it will be safe to drink. It will remove bacteria and viruses, and the water will be safe. That's not correct. In a survival situation or a bug out scenario or escape or whatever, where it's not possible to get to a proper hospital for treatment in the near future, this might actually kill you instead of save you. So we're gonna walk through this video. So I'll show you and explain why it's not good. So before we do anything else and my further explanations, let's build a filter as we all have seen it in survival books and stuff like that, and we go from there. Okay, I now collected the stuff we will need. We'll have the bottle. I have one these are tampons, so I use them in my med kit. So they're very useful for fire making, blood stopper, whatever. I'm gonna use one of those as at the last filter to prevent charcoal and stuff to come out. Collected some charcoal from a campfire I found back there. And I also have found some sand we can use. And on top of that, we'll have some moss to take the biggest particles away, so it won't clog the sand part of the filter. And then we use some pebbles on top, just to keep that down. So here's the filter. Hopefully you see. It's a lot of pebbles on top. It's hard to see. There's a moss part, and from here and down here it's sand, and from this and all the way down is crushed up charcoal, and in the bottom we have the tampon. You can use a bandana or even a sock or a piece of t-shirt, something to put in here, and you can also use that instead of the moss. But this is typical survival book water filter that should make your water clean. So let's get some water and try. Okay, here we got some water. It's not super clear. It's not too bad either. So here's my scoop up. Let's go start cleaning it. see there's some air in the moss, and it really has to go through everything. Can I show you something? This side. You see that? How fast the water is running beside everything. It's going straight down. Wonder if that filters very well. Nothing coming through yet. Just fill it up. And you can see how murky this water is. It's not clean at all. Well, we'll let it sit. Okay, when it comes to filtering water, or let's say cleaning water in all ways, all different ways, it's a filter. It is what it is. It's a filter. It separates particles from water, and that's it. So normally a filter will not remove viruses and most bacteria, because it's a filter. It just take away lumps, very small lumps, but still lumps. So, and experts on the area of clean water and stuff, they say that a filter for drinking water should not be have pores less than 10 nanometers. That's quite small. I like to use, when it comes to filter, I like to use this. It's a Sawyer Mini. It's perfect. It's really good, and it's a membrane filter. It's a ceramic, I think it is, with membrane. Yeah, hollow fiber membrane water filter. It says it's at 0.1 microns is the holes in this, and this should remove like 99.9% of all bacteria and virus and stuff like that. So it's quite good. But this is a factory made filter. How do you think our improvised bottle filter will do? Does it has gaps bigger than 10 nanometers? Of course it has. Sure it has. And will the charcoal, will that kill bacteria and stuff? No, it won't. It's charcoal. It doesn't kill bacteria and stuff. What charcoal does, it binds up chemicals, poisonous chemicals as well as non-poisonous chemicals. It will bind up that. So yes, for that the filter is good. So if you're expecting or suspecting there might be some pollution, like chemical pollution and stuff like that, this filter will work. It will remove some. How much? Impossible to say, but it will work, and it will remove some of the shit in the water. But it will not remove like organic stuff like bacteria, and will not remove viruses, and it will not remove diarrhea like from beaver beaver infested areas where they poop in the water and you have all this diarrhea in the water. That's shit. It won't. For that you need other ways. This Sawyer mini filter works, and there's a lot of other filters very good to do the same. But still, they are only filters, and they will not remove absolute everything. They will remove as much as they can, because eventually the holes in the pores in the filters has to be big enough for water molecules to go through. And sometimes, and you have some few bacteria that are really, really small, They will go through there too. But by filtering, you will remove a lot of the bacteria and stuff in the water. So it's very little left, and it's so small amounts left that most likely your immune system will cope with the little few bacteria you get in. But will our filter, improvised filter, work like that? No, it will let through bacteria, it will let through viruses. But what it will do, it will filter the water better than if you don't have a filter. And it will remove bigger particles, which can be like lumps with bacteria. You can have capsule bacteria and capsule viruses, which are bigger particles. They might be stopped in the filter. Might be. You never know. But will this filter help and make, like, you scoop up some dodgy, murky, bacteria infected water and run it through there? Will you drink it? I won't, because it's not good. It's just filtered. You have removed most of the shit, the bigger particles, but all the small stuff go through the water. So this filter, what it does, it helps you make water ready for disinfection by boiling or using water purification tablets. If the water is murky and has substances in it, if you put a water purification tablet in or you boil it, those will not necessarily, the chemicals from the tablets will not necessarily penetrate the capsuled bacteria and viruses in there. The same with the boiling. You might not get the heat in and actually kill the shit in there. So by filtering, we make the water ready for further processing. So that's the thing, and that's the misconception that many people think a filter like this, improvised one, make water safe to drink. It doesn't. It makes it safer, but it doesn't remove bacteria, doesn't remove viruses. So it's not perfect. When it comes to water purification tablets, this is one of them. This is it's chemical treatment of the water to kill germs and stuff. These tablets, micropore, they consist of triclosan sodium and silver chloride, and that's the stuff that kills. This is not chlorine tablets. This is another stuff, and you should keep them in for 30 minutes, and then it should have been killed. Should have killed most of the germs. But it says also that you should let the tablet work for 2 hours to prevent giardia, or to kill that. But within 30 minutes you should have killed bacteria and viruses. These are fine. I used them before. It doesn't taste much afterwards. I also have some other ones. These are army issue ones. These are chloramine tablets and thiazole tablets. They have some white ones and some blue ones. The white ones are chloramine tablets, which will kill the stuff. And it should last for, you should put it in for 30 minutes. And these blue ones, they are to remove the taste from the chloramine tablets. Doesn't work very well. It tastes like shit anyway. Well, we have several degrees of cleaning water or make it drinkable. We have filtering, which is just filter. It's nothing else. With good filters like the Sawyer and other equal stuff, you can and Life Straw and stuff, you make it drinkable just by that. Next step is to start adding heat. We have pasteurization, which is yeah, you heat it up, not too hot, but like to 50-60 degrees, and then you just cool it down quite quickly. That will kill a lot of bacteria and the will to grow in there, but it's not long lasting, and it will build up with bacteria again. That's how they do with milk, for instance. The pasteurization process to make the milk hold like a week or two before the due date. From there we have boiling, which means that you bring it to boil, and some people say you should boil it for 2 minutes, some say 10 minutes. Well, it doesn't matter much, because when you bring it to boil, you have the temperature in the water, and that temperature will kill the bacteria anyway. But it doesn't kill everything, but it kills most of the things which are harmful for you. So it's quite safe. And from boiling we have distillation. You can distill water by heating it up so it vapors, and then let the vapor condense back to water. It's not 100% pure, because any volatiles in the water which have a boiling point near or below the water itself will also vapor. But it's said to be like 99.9% sure or clean after distillation. So if you made moonshine, it's like boiling point, alcohol boiling point, much lower than water. So then you're vaporing off the alcohol and not the water, because it's lower degrees. So it works in the same way. Back to filtering and what that does. Cold filter itself will not remove bacteria and viruses, but there are filters which are made out of compressed coals into blocks where the water has to go through, and there you get the smaller pores, so they will trap bacteria and viruses too. And we also have ceramic silver plated filters. I'm not sure how they work, but I'm sure some of you do. And membrane filters, which have really small holes. Actually, it's that simple. So it's just letting water molecules through. What's most common today in water plants and stuff, it's UV radiation. UV radiation is only UV lights shining through the water, and it's actually killed bacteria and stuff. So that's but it's unpractical to have in your survival kit. So, but you can use the sun, as I'll show you now. With UV radiation from the sun, we can use a plastic bottle like this, and as long the water is clear without any particles and stuff, we can place it in the sun like this and let it sit for at least 12 hours in direct sunlight, and that should kill most of the germs and shit, so it's drinkable. I tried it, I didn't get sick, but I don't know if it was good enough to drink before, but scientifically it should be enough with direct sunlight for 12 hours. I've heard people say they sterilize the water. They don't, neither by boiling or anything else over the campfire. It's not doable. You disinfect, and that's the thing you do. Disinfection kills most of the harmful bacteria and stuff, and it's quite good. But sterilization, it means it kills everything. So it's and to sterilize, you kind of need 121 degrees Celsius, which is 21 degrees above boiling, for at least 15 minutes before it's called sterilized. And to do that, you need a pressure vessel. So it's not practical. Well, I made this filter quite compact, that's for sure. There's a little bit of water down there, not much, but it's going. Maybe I see it. It's clear, at least. Looks good. It's no, it's I'm not sure. Well, it's better than it was. It's have a slightly tint of yellowish to it, but it's at least it's clear enough to boil it, to make it safe to drink. So this is half-hour of filtering in a good-ish do-it-yourself filter. It's pretty compact, so it will catch most of the shit. So that's the point. So you see, this is a time-consuming process. So there is another way you can do this quicker and to get yourself some drinkable water. If you just take your bandana, so you can see, I guess you can see through. Just fold it over several times and fill this with murky water. Let it and let that drip down into your kettle and then boil it. You will remove all bigger particles when it had to pass through several layers of this, and the smaller particles which you can't see. If they go through here, you can't see them anyway. They will not cope with the boiling very well. So by doing that, you're as safe as doing this. But of course, for chemical removing, a filter like this is quite good. Yeah, so the stuff I told you today is scientifically facts. It's not some gibberish I just put together for you. It's the reality. So make sure you get your things straight, especially when it comes to survival and that stuff, because doing it wrong would rather kill you than keeping you alive. So that's the fact. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and you also hit that bell, and that will give you a clue when I put up new videos. I don't put up videos too often, so you will not be bothered with all the shitty emails from YouTube about my channel, but most likely it will be stuff you would like to see. So take care, and I'll see you quite soon.